Hi guys, welcome to Leslie Ray's Crafty Gig. My name is Leslie Ray. Tonight we're going to talk about doing some simple things that you could do for costuming. Halloween is this weekend, guys. Can't believe it's already here. October just flew by for me. For the longest time, my kids were going to be Craticus Pots from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Truly Scrumptious, and we were going to have a costume for my son where he was the Craticus Pots character and he wore Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. However, about a month ago, my daughter came to me to say she was going to be a pretty mean dragon queen, and told me all the parts of her costume and everything. And so I started looking for patterns that would assist me in converting her into a pretty mean dragon queen. And while we were looking, I was looking in McCall's book, and she saw a witch's costume with a pointy hat and a real pretty green and black dress, and she said, "That is what I want to be." So within a couple of weeks, she changed her mind. As we are at the eve of All Hallows Eve almost, she's going to be a witch now. So I'm cool with that. And my son, who is going to a costume party tomorrow night, he is going with a friend, and they wanted to have costumes that went together. And her idea was that she wanted to make sure that her costume had wings. And we went through a couple of varieties of what could have wings, and she decided that, like my son, it would be fun to be flying monkeys. And so, flying monkeys it is. I'm going to put a blog post up about what I'm going to do for that. We're going to work on some wings tonight, just to give you an idea of how to construct wings. Wings are pretty simple and pretty fun, and I enjoy making wings, so that's what I want to share with you. And before we get started making wings and sharing some other little tips and tricks that you can use for working on costumes, I want to give you some homework. This is homework for those who sometimes like to come and craft along. The other thing I wanted to work on, and I really was kind of torn between doing that tonight or doing costuming tonight. And since I need to stay focused on costuming, I thought I'd better stay with costuming, because if I get this started, I'm not going to want to put it down. And hopefully you'll feel the same way. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I've been watching several mixed media artists out there in Ustream world, and they've been making smash books and art journals and all that kind of stuff, but they've been doing this with recycled materials. And it's 100% recycled materials that they've used. And instead of starting with like a blank journal, they're starting with magazines or brochures or just a variety of things. And so if you want to craft along with me, I need you to collect stuff. And let me show you what kinds of things I want you to collect. I want you to collect, let's see. You ready? Brochures or magazines. I find I have the luck and fortune of working for a travel agency. And so we have these really cool brochures and magazines that we get. And so I'm going to use this, but one of them I saw used some old scrapbooking magazines. Like they had several scrapbooking magazines around, and so they decided to take those and put them together. So instead of having a thick book like this, they took a couple of scrapbook magazines and glued them together so that they made a thicker one. It was really pretty neat looking how they did that. And so that's an option. I want you to, and this doesn't take very long. I worried about this because the first time I saw one of the artists using these, I kind of fretted because I had just like gone through all my mail, and I always throw in my envelopes. Never ever keep them. And so what I want you to do is collect junk mail envelopes. And envelopes that have different, you can get envelopes like this with different fun insides. Ones with windows on them. But like they all have different little fun inside patterns and stuff. Some look real interesting. All kinds of fun textures. And so this is really what started me on it. And then they were doing what they call tip-ins. I don't know if you're into bookmaking or not, or altered booking, but they were doing tip-ins. And with the tip-ins, they were adding scrapbook papers and all that kind of stuff. And oh, look at this one. This one's green with that kind of fun confetti stuff going on. So I was trying to find, I think this one. Oh, no, that's more green. But they're all different varieties of fun insides. Look at this one. Okay. So we're going to collect a bunch of envelopes. You might have old things like this that CDs come in. Those are fun to collect. And old magazines or pretty papers and things that you like that speak to you. And we're going to build a journal that we can either draw in, doodle in, write in, whatever. And it's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of fun. It's going to be very freeing. And we're going to tear some stuff out. And we're going to add some stuff. And we're going to paint some stuff. And I knew if I started that, would not want to stop doing that, because I like to paste people. I like to glue. I like to paint. And as much as I've been doing of everything else the last week, I would want to stop and do that. So we're not going to do that. This is homework. Everybody got that? Homework. Amanda, you got it? Homework. Collect trash. One lady had one that she was doing, and it was all trash from fast food places. So she had like bags from Sonic and Taco Bell, and even the wrappers on the paper, and how she got those out without the food being on them. I don't know. It was crazy. But she had fun. Well, you get mail to your house, don't you, Amanda? And you have to open it. And after you open it, you can throw it away, or you can put it in a box. You don't really get mail. I know you don't get mail from me. I'm sorry. But, okay. Those of you who have extra mail, send Amanda some mail. She's at BR549. Oh, well, the bills are the best ones, because they're the ones with all this stuff in it. All this fun, you know, cool stuff. You'll send her mail. Thanks, Bev. You can thank me later, Amanda. You know, you'll be getting lots and lots of bills and things. And junk mail. And magazines. He doesn't already think you're crazy, Amanda? I don't know. Just saying. I could see this big priority box coming to Amanda's house. And inside, da-da-da, junk mail. Oh. Well, pull the stuff out of the recycle bin if he's recycling it. Or, you know, think of fun cardboard, like, you know, how you recycle your boxes and stuff. And you can use those too. Those will be fun. So, because you can use them for sturdier surfaces for things. So, okay. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be really multimedia, mixed media. Something else you'll want to have is a good liquid glue. And like Mod Podge or the Matt Jill, something like that. And maybe some scissors and a ruler, or white paint or gesso, stuff like that, so that we can start playing right away. Alright, so stop. Alright, I'm going to put this somewhere where it's not going to fall on what I'm working on. Alright. Now, several of you have been watching my blog. You know it's been Red Ribbon Week. And during Red Ribbon Week here in Texas, we celebrate by having funny dress-up days. One day it might be Pajama Day. One day it might be Rockstar Day. That's why we have these shiny, blingy Rockstar glasses. One day might be Hawaiian Day. And when your son comes to you at 9 o'clock at night on Sunday and says, "Oh yeah, Mom, it's Hawaiian Day, and Grammy said you'd make me a lei." Well, what you do is you get out your punch and you punch a bunch of flowers and a bunch of colors, and you stick them on there and kind of bend them up like that, and you got a handmade lei. And we went with purple and green because he was wearing, I think, purple that day or something like that. But this worked for Hawaiian Day. This and a funny hat. He had a very funny hat. It was a hat we had worn at a beach party back at a friend's, and we got to take the hat home. And so we had the funny hat, and we had this. Yay! And the key to surviving weeks like this, where there's dress-up day after dress-up day after dress-up day without going broke, is to use what you have at home. And so instead of even running to the Dollar Tree and getting flowers to put together, this was cardstock I had in my stuff. This was embroidery floss that I had in my stuff, and my punch. And all I did was have him, thank you, man, I had him punch all of these, so I didn't, lose the use of my hands. And then after he got it all punched, I strung it for him, and I knotted it like you would do a bead or a bead necklace or something, so that they would stay in place. Let's see if I can get that to focus for you. You see the little knot right there? So I would knot it so that this would stay in like a 1-inch area here. It wouldn't go up higher, and it wouldn't go down lower. So it's stuck. There's knots between each set of flowers. So in a pinch, if you need a quick Hawaiian lei and you have flower punches, otherwise you'd be cutting out punches by hand, and yeah, you could do that, but it's not so bueno. I've seen also online where people use like the mini cupcake wrappers, which is something else I have in my cabinet. So if you had those on hand, you could do that. Or coffee filters. You could use that too to make little leis. So just a quick and easy idea. These glasses, these also were done very simply. These are actually the reusable, recyclable lenses from the 3D movie theater glasses. And I asked the guy, because, we pay for them when we go in. I said, can I keep them? Do I have to recycle them, or can I keep them? And he says, no, you can keep them. It's just they have that in case people didn't want to keep them. And they would end up throwing them in trash, and so instead they'd recycle them. So somebody in my family, I'm not sure who, popped the lenses out of them. As you see, no lenses. Right? And so I kept them because I knew one day we would need some blinged out glasses or something. And so this pink bling, there's a whole lot of it. Walmart sells sheets of bling over in their ribbon section that's all the same size. There's like 150 little blings on the page. And it's maybe $2 or $3, something like that. And I had bought them because we go through a lot of bling here. My daughter is a very blingy kind of girl. And I had this star punch. And so the paper, again, was just some remnant papers out of my scraps, and I punched them out and blinged them up and kind of stacked them so that they stacked like that, so they had a little bit of dimension. And I just put that on there with some hot glue. So, made some very cute rock star glasses. Now, if you've read my blog, you know that my daughter was not so keen on these because they didn't have lenses. Had I known that, I would have stuck some transparency lenses in there. But, didn't know that in the middle of the night while I was finishing those up. So, another couple of costumes that we made this week while we were going through things was for Superhero Day. And I blogged about this yesterday. My son decided his hero was going to be Po, the Kung Fu Panda bear, who is the Dragon Warrior. And everything on Po was stuff we had around the house, except for the white t-shirt that formed his belly. He is wearing his own black long sleeve shirt, and we duct taped a pillow to his belly and under his arms, and then we cut off the arm part of the white t-shirt and duct taped it also with the white duct tape to his shirt, and then tucked all that into a pair of my husband's pants. And I have just some remnants of fabric, and red was one of them, and I just wrapped it around some rope we had in the garage, made a makeshift belt. He's wearing his own black pants underneath, and again, little remnants of fabric down by his feet to make his feet look like Po's feet in the picture of Po. And then finally did his ears with some remnants of some black felt, or that might have been fleece even, and to help him stand up, I stuck them to the duct tape. And then finally, today, this is not really a costume, but it's a jersey, and it kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with duct tape. Rather than purchasing the $95 Texas Ranger jerseys for my children, I printed off the logo on my printer, full size, and made sheets of duct tape with the white and the red and the blue, and stuck them on their own shirts. So, the beauty of this is this is at the end of the school day. That picture was taken about 6 o'clock this evening. And so you can see it lasted all day without the tape peeling up or anything. And that is incredible to me, because I don't know, duct tape is an amazing thing. And then, before they took them off this evening, they took their tees off, threw the tees in the trash, and, put their shirts in the dirty clothes. So, the same blue shirt that was Sam's police officer costume has now been a Texas Ranger jersey. And on Wednesday, that same shirt is going to be her jersey for her college days. We're going to put a UNT Eagles logo on there, also in duct tape. So that is very, very simple. While I'm making that logo for that shirt, I will be doing a little tutorial that'll go up with that blog post. So you'll get to see how to do that. But those are very easy, very simple to do. You can even buy sheets of duct tape if you want to. But, you just make a sheet of duct tape by overlapping it just a smidge. And I use like a sheet of label that the label has been completely removed. I've used it for addresses or whatever. I usually save a couple of sheets when I'm doing a big thing of brochures at work, and get all the label off of it, print my picture out on my printer, just fast quality, and then take it with my sheet, cut it out, and then I have another sheet that I've printed on the back of the image in reverse, so that I can build it on that sheet of label. And when I build it, I don't have to worry about the ink rubbing off on my tape, it's, you know, it's on the back side and it's in reverse. So I just have to, you know, stick it on there and away it goes. And it's awesome. It's awesome. I love it. And I haven't spent a whole lot of extra money. I've bought tape. Tape, people. And if you didn't want to buy a couple of colors of tape and you have alcohol inks or Sharpie markers or Bic markers, just buy white and color your tape. You know, it's that simple. Tape in a variety of colors. It's a good thing. It's a Leslie Ray crafty thing. In fact, tape will be part of our wings tonight. So, is everybody ready? So you like my tips? Is everybody ready to go to their closet and reuse their kid's shirt over and over and over again to just make it over with tape? What picture? I showed this picture with the kids in their Texas Ranger jerseys, a la duct tape. And I showed this picture of the Dragon Warrior, which, by the way, Will told me his costume was best 6th grade costume. So, those were the two pictures I showed Mom of some ideas with duct tape and, you know, minor costuming. So, now, one last thing I wanted to say about costuming. I just looked, I remembered I had this pattern. When you're doing costuming, you don't have to find the costume for that. For instance, Will wanted to be a helicopter. I think it was 3 when he wanted to be a helicopter. And so what I did was I used a Hershey Kiss as the base. So you had that shape. And then for his head, I added a propeller with wire. And for his tail, I added just a little strip with a rudder. And he was a helicopter. And his dad wore a brilliant orange shirt, headphones, and had like signaling cone or signaling lights, and he was, you know, the landing crew for the helicopter. And that's how they went around the square doing trick or treat. It was a lot of fun. But the shape of a helicopter, or at least the helicopter I wanted to build, was kind of the shape of a Hershey Kiss. So, you know, think of what the shape is that you're looking for. The pattern we wanted was not available. And so the things that Sam really liked about the costume were gloves. And so Grammy found her some gloves that go to her elbows with a little help with some, what do you call that, elastic. They now go to their elbows. And then she wanted the hat, of course. And the third thing she wanted that she really liked is they had these little kind of like little swags on the sides of the costume, on the sides on the hips. And so when we couldn't find that, we found this pattern, which this up here, this one over here, is the size of the sleeves we want. Because remember, her gloves are going to go all the way up to her elbows. But this down here, sorry, right here, is the pattern with the swags. And so we're going to take the swags off of this and put it on here. And it will have the pattern. This may be a challenging pattern, I'm promised by my mom, but I think I'm up for the challenge. I like to have a pattern to start with because you get some basic shapes. You know, you get a basic skirt or the basic shirt or whatever you need. And then you can adjust it to make it look like you want. The other thing I like about this pattern is that, the other thing I wanted to say about patterns is when you get a pattern, like right now, Sam is wearing 10/12s at the store, but you will see we got pattern 3/8. It's because we measured her before we purchased the pattern to know that her chest size is going to fit into a certain size, her hip size, her waist size, her chest, her legs, how long she is. All of that will fit this pattern, not the 10-12 pattern. So you always have to measure. Measuring is very important. So let's get started on wings. What I need for wings, I'm going to use some pipe cleaners. And I have these Halloween pipe cleaners because I'm going to make black wings. So I've got black pipe cleaners in there. You need some kind of glue that is of Mod Podge or matte gel variety. Okay? Something like these will work. You need something to put that on. I'm going to use a sponge brush. You need hot glue. You need transparency film because that's what we're going to build our wings on. And then you need a little bit of felt. And normally we would be using a stapler to smush the wings once we get them the way we want them. However, I'm out of staples, so we're going to be using duct tape. And then depending on how you want to adhere your wings is what you would need next. You can use felt is easiest because it comes in a variety of colors and you can just cut a strip. You don't have to worry about sewing it or anything, and you can just glue it on when you put your wings together, and that you could actually glue to a costume. Or if you're going to want them to be removable from your costume, you don't want them just stuck to your base, then you'll want to put something to tie on or put your arms through, either some elastic or ribbon or something like that. These I'm actually going to, you might be able to fly with your wings. Drink a little Red Bull and then you have wings, you could fly. Anyway, however you're going to do it. What I'm going to do is take some sweatshirts, remove the collars, the cuffs, and the hem at the bottom, and then turn those under and sew probably about a 1/2 inch. I'm going to cut it down the front to make like a jacket, like a fleece jacket, and turn that in on the side and sew. And then I'm going to add the trim that the little flying monkeys had on their jackets so that it would look like a flying monkey. And then their feathers, their winged, not their feathers, their wings are going to go on the back. Looking at the flying monkey wings on the flying monkeys, they're of course feathers because back then all wings were feathers. We're going to not quite make them feathers because they're not quite flying monkeys just exactly like they are there because they didn't wear cute little black jackets. They had something a little different, and so this isn't improvised. When you're thinking of something, think of the things that are key to that animal. That animal or that character. For Poe, we need to make sure he had a fat round belly. We need to make sure he had some kind of khaki shorts on. If he could have a red belt, that was important. He had to have ears. Pandas have ears. We had a tail, but we decided because it is 6th grade and the tail was not staying on the way I wanted to without hot gluing it to my husband's pants. And my husband didn't want a tail hot glued to his pants for life. We decided to go without the tail. You know, it's 6th grade and they would take it off anyway because it's 6th grade. So we went without a tail. But the little things wrapped around his feet, that was key to how that character looked. So we want to make sure we have, you know, the basics. So we're going to make sure their flying monkey jackets have red and gold on them and have kind of that pattern that they had. They're going to have a little hat that's going to be made out of felt and cardboard with the same kind of idea. And then the key thing that Will found that he was really drawn to on flying monkeys was their faces are blue. And they have a red line here to denote their mouth. So we're going to paint their faces blue because it'll be fun. And for the wings, they were smallish wings. That's why I decided to go with the wings made out of my transparencies. And they're black, and they kind of have feathers. So we're going to kind of make it visually kind of like that. The idea of wings. Does that make sense? Yes. Well, definitely we'll have pictures. I'm going to do a blog post, and I'm going to attach this to it about costuming. And in the blog post, I'll have lots of pictures and step outs of the jacket and the hat. And then the wings will be, you know, of course, in here. And I might have some step outs of the wings, too, on the blog post. I'm not certain. But this is what I do every year. You know, I have children that have imaginations that take them to interesting costumes, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to develop them with them because we talk about them. We say, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Will that work? Do you think that makes it look for you? And so the vision is theirs. I just help them, you know, complete it and execute it. So, and we've made these wings for fairies and butterflies and dragon princesses, and so they're fun. And this time they're going to be flying monkey wings. I can't wait. Because I am going to be using alcohol ink, I'm going to put down my craft mat, my craft sheet, and I'm going to turn my camera down so you can see. Here, just a second. Okay, are y'all ready? Here we go. Hello, crafty mat. Thanks, Bev. I'm enjoying my pumpkin nails. Okay. I'm getting a piece of paper here. Alright. Now, I'm going to show you something. Okay. This is the size. This piece of paper is the size of... Sorry, guys. Of the wings that I want to make. And when you're making the wings, a Sharpie would be good because I want you to be able to see. Okay. If these were going to be butterfly wings, okay, for fairies, or for butterflies, or the like, as that, the way the wing works, let me just tell you the basic construction of the wing. The way the wing works is you have a shape, alright? And when I'm doing butterfly wings, I usually have a long shape and a short shape. I usually try one side for the top and then the other side for the bottom. So like this is going to be the actual, come on, camera. I'm sorry you're on white, but I really need you to focus. There we go. This is going to be over here, the side. So, like if I want to make a butterfly wing, I want this to be my shape here for the outside. And so I would do like this, okay? And so let me show you something. When I cut this out, okay, I'm going to do it like this, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold, but notice I'm only folding over here on this side, okay? And I'm going to fold. And when you fold like this, see how the paper is doing on this end? That's okay. What you're looking at is how your wing shapes, okay? And so when the wing makes its shape, that's going to be the top. And so when you do the shorter wing down below, it's going to just go like this far down here. It's only going to go out to about right here. It's not going to go all the way out to here. And then when you have two of these, this will measure across like the whole length of their shoulders. Is that making sense to anybody? So this will be the shape of the wing. But we're going to make it, it's not going to be butterfly-y, but I was just showing you how you could do one with a butterfly. So for the second part of the butterfly, if you were wanting to do one that is a butterfly, you could, this is without actually, taking the time to cut or to draw it, because I know the camera is not going to be happy for us. Okay, come on, come back. There we go. Okay, so see how this becomes a butterfly wing. So using this technology, hi Sandy. You had to sell your firstborn to get into the chat? You'll miss her, but it was worth it, right? Anyway, thank you, Sandy, for coming. But so, you see what I'm saying? If we're doing a butterfly, we have two sets of wings to make it a butterfly. Correct? And then you would make another set for this side over here. But we're not making a butterfly. But that's going to show you how to do that. And since I can't get y'all to talk to me about butterflies, I'm just going to go on. So instead what we're going to make is wings for flying monkeys. And I want the wing to kind of have that shape there across the top. Okay, but I'm not going to do anything with this because I'm going to have some stuff hanging off here to make it look more like feathers coming off of the monkey wings. Okay, so that's where we're going to start. My flying monkey wings are going to be blacky bluish, and what I like to do is build it on this transparency before I start cutting out, okay? So I always kind of make a pattern of where I want my wing to go, and I know I want it to go to this line before I do this. So I'm going to make multiples of them, so I know this is going to be this way, and I will, do another one to make the other side of the wing, okay? And like I said, I want this to be kind of blue and black. And so I'm going to take out my alcohol inks. I'm going to use some denim. I'm going to use pitch black. And in this process, I'm going to do this, because this is really going to kind of be the base of it. Okay, guys? And I'm going to do this. And this is the blue going in. Now, other things that you could color these with, because these will be lots of fun, is you can color these with paint. You can color these with tissue paper, gluing onto there. We're going to use this for part of it, and like I said, we're gonna give the hint of, after we get some of this on, some black kind of feathery looking stuff for the to make it look more feathered. And since I don't have actual feathers, and I'm not going to go buy actual feathers, the object is to use as much stuff as you have at home. Without having to go buy stuff. I do love messing in paint. That is true and correct. And I'm just kind of shaking this on, kind of like pepper. You know, a little spice here. So, Sandy, are you going to a Halloween party? Amanda's already been to cajillion trunk or treats. I'm going to pull this in so you can see a little bit what's going on there. Will has his party tomorrow night. Sam has at school a day that they get to dress up like a story character, and since she's the Wicked Witch, she'll have hers. And then at home, or then later that day, she'll do trick or treat on the square, which is really kind of like a herd of children and their parents going from business to business, getting candy and things. At my office, we actually hand out stickers instead of that. So, okay, you see how that kind of looks? It's not solid. Because see, when I pick it up, you can see it's not solid because I did it on the transparency, right? Okay, now I want to do the other side. And so to do that, I'm going to flip my paper and I'm going to trace where my line goes. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to color it, knowing that I'm going to go ahead and color all the way across. And the reason being is because I want this to be on the same side. Like if I turn this over and this is the side that is facing people, I want both sides to have this shape. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Maybe not. That's okay. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. If I ask you in a minute where I put that, I put it above my printer, okay? And pouring this on like this really does last a while. I have done dozens of wings this way, and they last. Now, if you're using paint and you want to have your colors radiate out, you need to make sure, like if you start on this, on the left side, that that it goes right on one side and then the right side goes left. Does it take long to dry? Sandy, the alcohol inks are dry immediately, almost. There was a little bit wet where I had it on kind of thick in that one spot. But they almost dry immediately. And in fact, I'm working hard right now because you'll notice some of the blue spots have already dried here. And so I want to work through these thicker spots where I have them so that I have a similar look. If I stopped to talk, I would have big black dots there instead of the smudgy spots. If you only have ink and paint to make wings, one of my favorite techniques, and it really looks good with these, is to take tissue paper and put the tissue paper down with like Mod Podge or matte gel medium, and then you can paint. You can either thin down your paints if you only have, say you only have white tissue paper. You can thin down your paints and paint over it. It has a really cool textured effect. Or you can use acrylic paints and paint and layer paints in different colors. That turns out really pretty too. Another thing that's a lot of fun to do is just take glue and glitter and glitter it. And that is really cool. What's neat about these is as they, like, I just added the colors in, and you can see right here it's taking away the black and it's leaving the blue. And that's what's fun about the alcohol inks. Now, since I'm doing the alcohol inks, I want to put my other wing down here beside it to see if I have similar coverage. This is one wing. This is the other wing. And I'm happy with those. I'm happy. Okay? So you see how quickly that went together. And this will be this side. Alright? So when they're a pair of wings together, they'll be that way. I don't like to cut these out at the same time because they are transparencies and they will slide. Alright? So I'm going to cut one, then the other. And normally, if I was building things, if I was making the butterfly wings, I'd get all my glitter, everything built on here, and then cut. But because these, I want to add some stuff to them, I'm going to go ahead and cut them earlier than normal. Okay? So, I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to go... Okay, and this was this side of my pattern, and this was, I can feel it, and this was the inked side. So this is going to be this side, and so here's the ink side on this one. So I'm going to flip my pattern this way. Okay, and go here. There we go. Alright. I'm going to pull these out of my way. And the only reason I'm keeping this white down here is so you can see better. So now I have 2 wings. Okay? And what I'm going to do next is take it in my hand and I use my thumb to measure when I'm doing this, is I'm going to use about a thumb's length to fold these. And my ink is on this side, so my first fold is there. And I try to fold it such that when it's done being folded, it'll have another mountain at that end. Okay? And see, I've got extra here right now. So what I might do is this last 2 folds will be shorter so I can get a mountain fold there. Not the Rangers, Sandy, sadly enough. Score is 5-2. Yeah, baseball. Okay, now, look here, guys. See this? Okay, this is the top of the wing. And let me move this out of the way so you can see how it's shaping. When it shapes, sorry guys, okay. Here is the top of the wing up here. And see, it's coming down like this. And that's exactly what I want to look like our little wings for our monkeys, okay? Now, normally what I would do, and especially if I'm doing a whole slew of these, is I would take this and I would staple it. But as I said earlier, my staples have gone MIA on me. So, I'm going to take I'm going to take a piece of green duct tape because this will work too.
It's really stuck.
And I'm going to grab this there. Now, I'm not just using green duct tape because I think it's going to look fashionable with their costume. I'm using green duct tape because it's not going to matter because this is going to get covered up. And so, it's going to be fine. So, here's one side of my wing. Okay?
One side.
Alright. Now, here is the other side. And this one, you know, keep in mind, I did 1, 2, 3, 4 folds. So,
Your stuff.
yes. I'm going to make sure I have at least 4 valleys. So here's our 4 mountains. I guess we're making flying monkey wings tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need my Wicked Witch interpretation? Ought to have Sam come do it. She's learning. You say, I'll get you, my pretty. And your little dog, too. Ha 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 ha. Hi, Raven. Yes, flying monkey wings. Okay. So these are going to be our wings for our flying monkeys. And I wanted to measure across for you so you could see how wide they're going to be. Okay, this is an 18-inch ruler. And they're another 3 inches. So they're 21 inches across. Hi, Sigrid. No, you're not. Show's not over, Sigrid. We're just getting it built. Would you like me to measure in centimeters for you, monsieur? And give it to you in French. We have 45. A set. So, what is 52? Oh, okay. It's 52 centimeters. Yay, Sigrid. Okay. So, here we are. For those of you just joining us, what I did was flying monkeys. Their wings are kind of black and blue. And never fear, they're going to have some feathery looking stuff on them too. But we wanted to see the shape. And so I went with alcohol inks. And I'll zoom in again so you can kind of see. I went with alcohol inks there to build some base color. And then I cut it out in this shape to make it be, and instead of rounding this edge like I would if it was butterfly wings, and everybody was chatting about food, not listening to me when I showed this, so I'll show this again. To make it look butterfly wingy, okay? Like if you were doing butterfly wings instead, you would have 2 parts to your wing, and you would round your corners. Okay? So instead of doing a butterfly wing, because see, we made a short wing. This one is shorter. This one's longer. If you turn it this way, it could be fairy wings. Alright? But because we're making a flying monkey wing, we don't want this soft curve like this. We want a harsh curve like this. So this is still cornered. Alright? And normally if I was making transparent wings, this is the part where I would glue and glitter and that kind of thing. And you can do it before you folded it if you wanted to. I went ahead and folded it because what I do next, I kind of want to see where those folds are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of flat construction paper and I'm going to use this gloss Mod Podge because I want it to be glossy and my matte gel medium is, well, matte. Oh, okay, good, Sandy. And I'm going to use this palette to put some glue out on because normally what I would do is I would put it in here and then put the lid on and then I can't get the lid off and it's just a pain. So, and the other thing I want to do is I want to add, let's see, let me find my mixative. And this is another reason why I want to do this. I want to add, do I want to get this one? Or do I want to add it? Sorry guys, I'm looking. I can't remember if I have an interference pearl or not. I'm going to use this patina. I was deciding if I wanted to use pearl mixative added to my paint, but I'm gonna use some patina perfect pearls. And do we open it with the words on the top, Amanda? Do we open it this way? Amanda knows the answer. I know she does. Amanda has dumped a number of pots of perfect pearls. So she should know the answer. Which way we open this? What's the wrong way, Fab? Letters down. Good job, Fab. Letters down is the correct way. Alright, I'm tearing my paper. That's what you hear me doing. I don't want any edges on it. Okay. And I'm tearing it into strippies. See my strippies? And what I'm going to do is, because I want a hint of this in my things. If you were my brush, would you still be over here? Sam? Did you? Oh, here's Mommy's brush. Sorry, my bad. I apologize, Sam. Okay, and I'm going to put some glue on. Okay. Never mind, honey. I'm good.
Mama.
When I'm done with my project, Sam, you can have some black paper. No, ma'am. Oh, plastic? Yes, you can have plastic. I'm sorry the stream is being a pain tonight.
This is the plastic.
Shh, go on. And I've got a dry brush here. And I've got some pearls in there. And I'm not going to put it through the glue. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it. Okay? Because when this dries, it'll be pretty. Okay? And when working with construction paper, it is important to get both sides of the paper, because unlike using something like, what do you call that? Tissue paper, the glue is not going to soak in. And so to make it fit in the and be malleable on your wing. Okay, can you see where I'm putting it? It's getting, there it is. Can you see where I put it, guys? It's right there. Alright. So I'm going to keep putting some stuff. And then some of these, I'm going to put part of it on the edge here. Like this. So that it hangs off. Okay. Oopsie. Hang on. Put it on the wrong side. That's okay, because I'm going to show you why that's okay, too. I want to go over here. I want to go on the... This is the back side, and this is the side I should have glued it on. But it's okay that I glued it on this side. because I'm going to put some of this on the top so that I can get some of this powder on here to stick. And this is very subtle. But what will happen with these pearls is the mica in them will hit the light and shine. Okay? So, you see how that works? So, and I'm gonna add my strips to make it look like a flying monkey. Fly, fly, I say. I'll get you, my pretty. And your little dog, too. In case you didn't know. Oh, no. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Sandy. I didn't mean to scare the poo out of you. And I'll scare the poo out of you, too. Y'all just didn't know how exciting making monkey wings would be, did you? So see, our wing is shaping up. And see the wing that I have the pearls on? Because they haven't put the pearls on these yet. Okay? And so see the shape of the wing? And so here, we might put just a little bit more graduating in. And I'd like to leave it at kind of an odd number because I think it'll be pretty. So I could just put just one more here and then let the rest of this go on in. Okay? Which is what I think I will do. Because the thing is it's an illusion. You know, you don't have to have 400 wings on this to make it be a winged piece. Yes, I'm using Mod Podge, and the Mod Podge is making the pearls stick. So, yes, illusion. It's an illusion. And I'm going to move this out of the way because I don't want to glue it to my paper. So, hang on. I don't mind gluing it to my craft mat, but I don't want to glue it to my paper. I'm going to move this. So, guys, do you want me to trace my patterns for the butterfly wings and the pattern for this kind of wing so that you can have it as a download? Would that be something y'all would enjoy? This is the underside of the wing. And I don't have to if I don't want to add pearls to that. But I think it would just be pretty. Shouldn't that zombie remember when, Fab? Or we could channel Cher. Do if I could turn back time. I want a little more black spots in here. You wish I would play what, Fab? I turned the music off so we wouldn't have the Spotify guy coming in the middle of the stream going, "Hey, you could just join Spotify and have commercial-free Spotify for just $412 a month."
Really?
Oh, because you pay $412 a month, Fab?
That's all?
Oh, a $5. Okay. Well, I don't have a $5 for Spotify. Raven, I'm just sticking a couple of pieces of black torn in here, because when it dries, you'll see this better through the transparency of it. Will, my love, do you want your wings to glitter? Okay. Do you think Rachel will want her wings to glitter? Okay. Alright. Mommy's gonna be a flying monkey too. Mommy wants her wings to glitter, so we may glitter these in a minute. See, I can get away with putting some perfect pearls on here. And I'm working on the underside again, just so you know. Because I want it to just be a hint of it showing through. See the sparkles starting to pick up on there with the blue. Okay. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to glitter, or not glitter, sorry. I'm going to add a little stuff to this side. Now, if you were making these in mass, and by in mass, I mean like not at the Catholic Church, but rather making 10 or 15 pair, I probably would figure out where some of this stuff goes on your feather and do some of them flat instead of with the wing already shaped. But and that's going to come through some through here, but we may, I think I'm going to paint just a couple of spots that are kind of feather shaped like that. You see that? Okay. On this side too, to capture just kind of spot capture some pearls in there. Night, Sandy. Stop by the blogs. After I get done here, I'm going to go get my post up and help Sigrid with hers. And we have about 9 or 10 hoppers, and some of them have candy and stuff, and it's steampunk theme. It'll be a lot of fun. So you can kind of see the iridescent picking up there, maybe. And what I'll do is I'll wait for it to dry before I sweep off even around it, because right now the pearly X stuff is on it. But I love the way it's looking on the feathers. So, okay. Are y'all happy with this side? Because remember, it's the illusion of the wing. Any questions so far? My wing, I inked all over here, cut it out, and then I started building feathers on the ends. Okay. See how simple these are? They're so much fun. We like wings. And you can, if you glitter things, it's beautiful. You can glitter them on the underside so that the sparkle is on this side. And it's just smashing. It's beautiful, beautiful. I'm putting this on the side to dry. I'm getting my other wing. I'm going to tear some more. Thanks, Fab. Wings are so much fun to make. Bye, Fab. I can't wait to hop over and see your card. I bet it's gorgeous. Didn't know otters got demented. Fab, you know I don't sleep until after Halloween. Okay, so we have this side over here, and this side over here. I'm bringing him back over here so I can kind of see how far out I went on these feathers, so I can kind of mimic that. But that's the only reason I'm bringing him back over here. And again, I'm using Mod Podge. Mod Podge. Mod Podge rocks. Au revoir, mon ami. À tout à l'heure. Meh. A laboratoire. Night Fab. Y'all would crack up if I came on. Bonjour! You'd be like, oh my god. Can y'all hear Sam in the background? I'll get you, my pretty. And your little dog, too. Night Fab. Thank you for coming.
After that, you can hit all the foul balls and most.
Amanda, are you snoring at the keyboard? What happened to Bev? Did she go away? Did I miss saying goodbye to her?
Yeah.
What has Miss Raven been doing lately? Okay, so I'm happy with this, I think. Yeah. I choose to use these brushes for this glue. And when I'm done, throw them away. And the reason I throw them away is because I buy these when they're like 12 for $1. And I don't know if y'all just heard this one go pop, but the little plastic business inside of it, it popped. And it's just annoying when it does that. So, anyway. Okay, can you see? Let's see. Can you see how you can start seeing now these black splotches here? And then also, can you see the iridescence? Look under here at the iridescence. See if that'll focus better. There. See how pretty that's looking under there? And that'll just be amplified on this side. with the wings. They're already kind of dryish. And I can, oh yeah, I can go in here. And you can see the spots where I got the glue on and it's picked up. I think it's beautiful. I think these will be awesome. I think they will love them. Do some and it's just transparencies and ink and glue, construction paper, not cardstock, construction paper, and glue. If you don't have construction paper, in fact, I would not use cardstock because it's so hard to bend. I would use just plain paper. Like one time I had to have some wings that were, oh, what color were those? Lime green. And I just used plain paper. It worked great. Okay. Then I need to get this over here. I'm going to glue there. Now, if you got done with these and decided you really wanted to come in and do some definition, I would get like some black slick paint, maybe, and draw little feathers. But honestly, I like the iridescence that this has without doing that. Because if you ever really kind of looked at bird feathers, they have that shimmery iridescence, kind of like that. So I think I would just leave them as is, honestly. And let them stand on their own. Oh, I forgot to plug my glue gun in. Hold on. Let me get this plugged in real quick, because we're going to need it here in just a minute. Let that heat up over there. Okay, the only thing left is a couple of feathery places here. I'm going to come back in here. Got a little bit of powder here. See, those are going to dry for me in a minute. And they'll be really shiny. Same in here. We got lots of shine going on in here. And I like that. I like the shine. Pretty shine, pretty shine. Okay. So here, let me see if I can, oh, I can't get that out any further. Let's see. There's one side. There's the other side. Okay, let me move some stuff here. Put my lid on my paste. Move my inks. Move my pearls. Okay. If we wanted to, come in just a little more pearl there. Okay. Now, let me clean up my space a little bit and get out my piece of felt that I'm going to use. And actually, instead of felt, I think I'm going to use felt. No, I'm not going to use felt. I'm going to use a piece of fleece. Okay. Cut my piece of fleece that I'm going to use. Okay. Regardless of what you use, staples or whatever to put your wings to hold them in that shape, I am going to use duct tape to hold them together. Okay. And I am just taping these right there in the center. Alright. And I'm going to tape a little more, because I don't want them to go anywhere. That's the only reason I'm taping them so much. Okay? Right there. Essentially, our wings are together. Here's one wing. If I decide I want to come back and put more pearls in there, I can. This is getting drier, so I can wipe at it. And again, the pearls are just sticking to it. Okay? So you can come in and spot as you look at it and think, there's a little more over here. I want some over here. And do that. This one is mostly dry. This wing. Alright? Lots of fun. I like that wing. Okay. You could use felt. Here I'm going to use a piece of fleece. And the key to this is not to make this any heavier than you have to. And if you make it really heavy, then it's going to fall off. This is where you're going to decide what's your front and what's your back. This is the side that would be the back. Okay. If I was going to add ribbon or items to attach my wings to my back, that I could take them back off, this is the point I would do that. And in either case, I forgot to get me a piece of batting here. In either case, I would use batting to build it up just a smidge more. But especially if you're using, if you're going to put ribbon in here to tie them on, or if you're going to put elastic in here to just slide them on. What I normally would do is, because I'm generally fitting them on kids, I usually put ribbon, and usually like a 1-inch grosgrain. And I'll fit it here and put it where the strips run through it. Okay, so like if this was the ribbon, it would run through it. Alright, and so I would have 2 of those, about a yard long. so that both of them would stem from here, and then your wings, your straps would come up this way. You could tie bows. This I'm actually going to glue to the jacket. I want it to stay with the jacket. And so I'm going to get my glue gun. Let's see if it's hot enough to glue yet. Okay. And I'll put a little hot glue. And this is where having this with duct tape is the best, because otherwise you'd be melting your wings. And your little dog's wings too.
Little dog wings?
These are light enough that they could be dog wings. Okay? Thanks, Sigrid. Yes. You're getting better, Sam.
Sometimes, right? And I'm getting my present in a little and the witch freaked out and died.
No, she didn't freak out and die. They threw water on her. You gotta be careful on Monday when you're walking around. Nobody throws water on you.
I was like, no, no, no.
Shh.
I thought that.
And the best is to use either fleece or felt, because you don't have to, or even ribbon. You could use fat ribbon, because you don't have to worry about edging them. Now, because I'm trying to keep my stuffing inside, I'm going to glue along this edge. And I have this on, this is a dual temp glue gun. I have this on low since I'm putting my hands by it. Okay. And I'm stuffing in my stuffing so it doesn't show so badly as I go. Okay. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. Oh, there you are. I was wondering what happened to you, Bev. And then I'll put that over. Alright. Now where this is kind of sticking, I'll either go back in with my scissors, like here, and trim, so that it's not, or stuff and tuck, so you don't see that, or glue and tuck, you know, fuss with it. Okay, at this point, technically, to take this, you could even do, you could do a big safety pin if you wanted to. I may even do that with these, so they can wear their jackets just as jackets if they wanted to. This is soft, and you could do like one of those giant safety pins and safety pin it on the inside. You can see, Bev, I put some perfect pearls in there. See how that's glimmering in there? Right in there. And if you needed to leave and walk out with these on your body right now, you certainly could, because they're dry. I'd probably rub over here a little bit to get some of the loose powder like I did over here, and they're good to go. So here, I'm going to pull this up. See here against my body. See how wide they are? So this will be a fair pair of wings for me on the back of me. So what do you think, guys? I know, I love it. Could be a hair bow. No. So, yeah. This is the side that we glued on. So you can see, wow, you can really see the black pieces in there. I love the glistening. It's a mustache. Okay. So, that's how I would make my wings for my flying monkeys. And they're very light. I can, hang them out on 2 fingers. And they just balance. They're very, very light. This is going to be great for the kids because it's going to go past their shoulders just a smidge and will look super with their little black jackets. And if you wanted to make this, even more decorative, you could put a little molded piece with some sparkly stuff on here as well and make it kind of pretty. So, fun, huh? Any questions? It's a hair bow. What do you think, Sigrid? It's a hair bow. So, I love it. I love these. I only have to make 2 more pairs because I'm going to be a flying monkey too. Shh. Thank you, Beth. I'm glad you came. I'm glad Amanda and Sigrid and Raven and Fab and Sandy and who all do we have in here? We have Caleb in here 3 times. because Sigrid's an overachiever. She has to be here 3 times. So, well, that's it. Everybody remember their homework? We have to bring junk mail. Sigrid, you missed it earlier. I signed homework. Now I can't find where I put it. Oh, here it is. I told people to save old magazines and catalogs, and we're going to recycle these and old envelopes, especially the envelopes that have the cool patterns on the insides of them, like this. And we're going to recycle them. And we're going to make a journal with them. And it's going to be really cool. And I can't wait to do it. Can y'all? I think it'll be lots of fun. Yes. Well, see? This will be the perfect thing. But I didn't want to work on that tonight because if I worked on that tonight, well, then I wouldn't get the rest of my costuming done. And quite frankly, I have to get the rest of my costuming done because otherwise we'll have naked flying monkeys. And won't that be fun? So we don't have naked flying monkeys. I will get my costuming done and all will be right with the world. My next show is going to be in November. I can't believe we're already in November. It is going to be the 11th of November. Veterans Day is usually the 11th of November. So, come join me. Maybe we'll make our journal about our vets if you want to. So, alright. Thank you for coming. My name is Leslie Raye. Let me throw up some of your credentials here. One thing we didn't talk about is where you can get some of these things. Mommy carries Mod Podge and alcohol inks in her store. You can get all of those products there. And here is, I'm there every 2nd and 4th Friday of the month. And you can follow me on my blog at leslierahye.blogspot.com. I'm very close to hitting 300 followers there through Google. And you can become a fan if you're not already a fan on Leslie Raye's fan page on Facebook. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm just Leslie Raye on Twitter as well. So thank you for coming. I appreciate you coming. I hope you try your hand at some wings. I'd love to see your wings. And everybody have a wickedly fun Halloween. and I will talk at you later. Thanks.
I'll get you.